Boston, interesting.
I know.
I'll put first clown up on the page to start the show.
I just came back into the window and I said, "Where is the view counter?" Oh, I didn't know this. When you hover over, it tells you where they are. That's how you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to never know that. Like it would
You thought
be
I was just
like,
guessing?
no, I just thought you had all the tabs open. To be honest with you, I thought you would be on
Mm-mm.
each page and just tell you.
Nope, it says it if you hover. Oh, 5 already. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the stream. I mean, maybe we'll get some new viewers today because our latest podcast did very, very well on YouTube. So we appreciate you
Mhm.
guys for listening. Let me double check where we're at right now. I think we're at 970 views on the latest pod. Thank you, Lewis. Highly recommended. Wow. Hello. How are we doing today?
Ooh, very kind.
Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, Landon Lewis. We do fist bumps in this Celtics chat. Uh, Lewis. Oh, Lewis is a Landon recommendation. Oh, well,
W. Landon.
phenomenal recommendation. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Lots of great stuff to talk about today. I mean, Celtics Nuggets. Celtics have been on a roll again, which is, very good. Jacking in the chat, bringing the fist bumps. Welcome in, sir. How are we doing? But yeah, Celtics are back on track. If you listen to the latest pod, we talked about, the guard rotation. Robert Williams has been looking great. I just wrote an article on Derek White. Hello, Dad. Fist bumps in the chat again. Love that. Love the start. I just wrote an article on Derek White's defense for Celtics blog about how he could be. I think the title said Defensive Player of the Year candidate. More realistically, probably an all defense candidate.
Well, that
But
was the short.
no, I wrote this for Celtics blog. Like I wrote an article.
No, but you put that in the title, the defensive of the year.
It said for your
Ooh.
consideration, Derek White, deep boy. I mean, he's been playing like it. He looks really good this year. I've been very impressed. But all in all, the Celtics have been playing a lot better as a whole. I'm very happy with what they're doing. But they have a really big test tonight. Last time they played the Nuggets, it was a not particularly close game. The Celtics kind of wiped the floor, but the Nuggets since then have emerged as the top team in the Western Conference. They are leading the pack out there. So this is a 1 seed in the East versus a 1 seed in the West. This would be another statement win for the Celtics if they could get it done.
Yeah, I mean Denver winners of I want to say 5 of not bad, 7 straight at home for them. They have been a team with Jokic at the helm, climbing up those standings that are extremely tight out west, right? You saw them at the Garden a month ago.
They've
I
won
was there
9
actually
of their last
2
11
months ago.
games. Yeah.
Ooh, almost 2 months of time flies, huh? But seriously, you saw them at the Garden. Celtics kind of blew them out. Jamal Murray is out today. They are 8-10 or 8-2 in their last 10. Like you said, 9 of 11. That Western Conference is so tight, though.
It's
I mean, at the
good.
top, Memphis, New Orleans, Denver, all kind of small markets. 1 game separated. Dallas, 3 games out in 4th. The Kings in 5th. How about that?
Right
Good
there.
on them.
Right there.
Good for
Yeah,
the
like
Kings.
Jackin says, musical chairs in the West. Jonathan asking for our predictions. I'm assuming you're talking about tonight's game. I think the Celtics have a good chance. They've played. I was about to say Jokic. They've played opposing stars really well this year in general. Like they played Jokic well, going back to last season. They played Giannis well on Christmas. They played Ja Morant really well this year and last year. The Celtics tend
Luka.
to come to play. Luka, yep, they played him well this year. This is the first time they've played Luka well. But
Right.
yeah, the Celtics tend to play stars well, and I have to imagine they'll come to play against Jokic. Like Sam said, Jamal Murray is out, so it's going to be a lot of Michael Porter Jr., I assume, if he's not injured miraculously, and Aaron Gordon, who has been playing really well this year. There was a clip on Twitter saying him talking about how he, well, I mean, he's probable, so I guess we'll see. But Aaron Gordon's putting up career high stats. He's putting up really good numbers. So if the Nuggets were to get 2 All-Stars, a lot of people are saying it should be him. So Aaron Gordon, another guy to watch out for. So just, take a look. Happy New Year, everybody, as well. I just saw something in the chat. Start 2023.
Yeah. We kind of forget. We just kind of keep going.
Yeah, we just kind of kept rolling. But yeah, Sam getting the logic comparison.
Really?
Sam.
I usually don't. I just happen to have a hat and glasses on today.
I'll put this on for the new people in the chat. I forgot to put the names on the
yeah,
screen,
we're so programmed. We don't know what we're doing with all our different backgrounds.
yeah. We're
That's
here.
funny. I've never heard Logic before. It's
I
not
see
bad.
it.
There
I
are
see
worse
it now that he
people.
says it.
There are worse people to be told you look like.
Like Trae Young.
The guy from Goonies.
Oh,
Hey, you guys.
yeah. That's a tough one.
I know. Patriots
That's
might make the
definitely.
playoffs. Who
They
cares? Don't
might.
care.
They
Don't
might.
care. No
Dolphins are
Patriots in
losing
the
it.
chat. Chat, how did you guys celebrate New Year's? You guys have a good time? Did you do anything
Happy
fun?
New Year's from Lupe. What'd you do, Sam? What'd you get up to?
I went to Mohegan yesterday, and Mohegan was an experience. I mean, I gambled a little bit. We bet sports. That's what we did. Me smash the odds went, and another friend of ours went and enjoyed the day. We were in the sports book for a bit. He is a massive Sam unrecognizable from game to game. He is a massive Ohio State fan, so that game last night was very difficult. Right as midnight, the kicker misses it, and they set off all like the New Year's celebrations throughout like the shopping area in the casino. So like poppers, like it sounded like fireworks
Awesome.
inside as this dude misses the kick. And he had like tons of friendly bets with friends and things like that to where he didn't lose a lot of actual money he put forward, but he lost out on some potential winnings because he had them
Yeah.
winning the national championship, which had they
Oh,
won yesterday, they would have probably done. So it was a
don't count out
very
TCU. I like TCU. They're fun.
but I'm saying, well, Georgia's gonna roll him, but
Nah, come on.
what
Give
do
him
you
a
mean
chance.
not? Georgia,
Give
those
him a
might have been the two
chance.
best teams in the nation yesterday, and
Mhm.
they played. So you probably saw the national championship game there. But anyways, that was
Great
my
game.
day. It was a
It was
great
a great
game.
game too.
It was a great time, good
Mhm.
time. Always enjoy the trips. March Madness, perhaps we will all go. Jack, I know I extended the
Mm.
invitation to you. Maybe we'll do something.
Mhm.
How about you, Jack? What did you end up doing other than working deep into the night?
Not much. I ended up just going to a friend's house. We hung out, watched the game, played some video games. Pretty normal. I mean,
I have
nothing
not
crazy.
played video games in person with somebody in so long.
We played some NHL. It was very fun.
Okay.
Enjoyed it. Phil, happy New Year in the chat. Phil and Landon extending the fist bumps. Happy New Year's to Birkin as well. John, more Patriots talk. I know Sam is not going to love, but Pats have to make the playoffs. John is excited.
Okay. Don't be surprised when they don't get a
Mhm.
stop against the Bills again if they play them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Tough. Landon with a inside joke from our latest pod.
Yes.
Elite, bringing the heat. Love that. Could we label this one as a statement game? I said this before you jumped in here, Birkin. I
Mhm.
think this would be another big time win for the Celtics if they get this done
Would
tonight.
make
Like I
it
said,
5 straight.
against the
This
top
to
team
me
in the
is a big
West.
test because you just won 4 home games in a row. Last time you came out on the road trip, you kind of looked shaky, especially on the back half of that West Coast trip. That's where all the problems started. This is a good chance to kind of find your footing, prove it to everybody that you can win out there. It's probably not easy switching time zones, but whatever.
Now, I'll say this. Lewis first will answer this first. Does Rob crack 25M? I doubt it. I doubt he cracks 25 minutes. It's possible. I think it'll happen eventually, but I see him hovering more around 20, if you'd agree with that.
That's what it's been. When
Mhm.
we talked about this last time, what did I think it was 15 minutes he was getting and you thought
Mm.
25?
Yeah,
So it's 20. We were right in the middle. We were off just a little bit.
exactly. But I'll say this. For those who haven't listened to our recent pods, I asked Sam, can the Nuggets win the Western Conference? And he told me no. What do we think? Chat. Weigh in here. Sam, come on. Like,
I
come
don't
on,
know,
dude.
man.
One seed.
I
Jokic,
told
two-time
you.
MVP.
I told you why. I said Jokic doesn't strike fear into my heart as a playoff player. And we went through and
He's been to
I
the
mean,
Western Conference Finals. He's been to the second round. He's like he's done everything
it's
but make
true.
the finals.
It's
Back to
true.
back MVPs.
Him and Lillard are two guys that are kind of like sleeper type playoff guys with their resumes. They just haven't been to the finals. But I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs with this team. Like, how healthy are they going to be? They have an injury history. You see Murray's out again today. I don't know how serious whatever he's dealing with is, but Porter Jr., you made a crack that if he's
Injury
healthy,
management.
injury management. Well, good on him for trying to prepare for the playoffs. But there are other teams that I'd be more scared to play. Let's see. If it started today, you have either Portland, Phoenix, Golden State, or Utah as your first round matchup. I don't know if I want to play Golden State if I'm them in the first round. But people said this last year about the Celtics and the Nets. So how fair is this really?
hmm
I don't know. The record is what you are what your record says you are, I guess. But That being said, they're only 5 games up on that 9th seed. To put that in perspective, it's 9 games in the Eastern Conference.
Yep. John saying, well, first Lewis saying it's going to be a wacky West, and that bleeds into John saying, who else makes it other than the Nuggets? I think the Nuggets have a good chance. I think the Grizzlies have a good chance. I'm going to back myself here. I said this when the Mavericks were the 9 seed. I told you the Mavericks had a chance, and Sam can back me up on that. Mavericks have now won 5 in a row. I think Nuggets, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Clippers are my 5 teams that I'm betting on to win the West. The Warriors are going to be right there by the end of the year too, but those are my, like Lou was saying, Clippers are a sleeper. I think those are my 5 teams.
If the Warriors get it together, they're going to be a problem. Right now, it doesn't look too promising. They are over 500 again. They're 9th, which is not what you want to see from a contending team at this point in the season.
They're also the worst road team in the NBA.
This is very true. And if you're in the playoffs as that seed, you're playing 4 road games and 3 home games. So even if you win all your home games.
The only team comparable to the Warriors in terms of road record is the Magic. It's the Magic. They're the only team comparable, and they're better.
4-13 Orlando. 5-16 Detroit. Some of these are some juggernauts.
3-16 Warriors, though.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, not very good on the road. The Warriors.
Big yikes.
They'll be at the Garden next month.
Francisco, I assume, mad at us for that video we posted in our discussion about Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, who since that video has been playing better. I'm not me saying we had anything to do with, just he's been playing a lot better since we had that discussion. So shout out to Jaylen Brown. Whoever wins the West is going to lose the finals unless it's the Warriors. Not good omens.
I think he's right, to be honest with you. Have the Celtics? Yeah, they have, because they lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Warriors. But other than that, they haven't lost to anybody in the Western Conference yet.
Yeah.
Before they started slipping on that road trip, they hadn't lost.
Mm-hmm.
This would be number 3 if they did tonight.
Yeah, Lewis saying the same thing. I bleed green and still don't want to see the Warriors in the finals.
They have beaten Denver, New Orleans, Memphis, Dallas, Sacramento, Clippers, Phoenix. They have not played Portland yet. Lost to the Warriors. Haven't played Utah. But other than that, they've beaten all these Western Conference teams. Everyone in the playoff picture that they've played, besides Golden State, they've beaten.
Excuse me, I agree. Francisco bringing up Brown again. Francisco, I just subjectively disagree.
Back in my prime, I was the Tatum hater.
I mean, I disagree with this though. I don't think Tatum has played as Brown has.
And this is true
for stints this year. But again, Brown is playing much better lately. My gripe was with him then, and it was explained in an article, so you can go read it.
This is what I'm laughing at.
What are you laughing at?
Jack and bounce, resident bouncer in the chat. Francisco, please stay.
Francisco, it's about more than the stats. And like I said, we've explained this on a million podcasts and in a million articles. I'm moving on from it because Jaylen Brown is playing better, and that was the topic then. John saying JB 0 for 8 from 3 last game. He was 0 for 8 from 3, but the important part about that was he found other ways to be productive, right? He shot poorly from 3, but he was playing well off Marcus Smart. He's playing well off I don't think Brogdon played off of Horford and, Tatum. Like, he's playing well off of other people. So he was he impressed me. He's been
extremely
good.
Important.
I think that's what he needs to be.
Extremely important takeaway is that the Jaylen and the boys lineup played well against the Clippers.
Yes,
they came out in the fourth quarter. The game was close to start the fourth while Tatum rested, and they were able to build up a lead by the time Tatum came back in. And then they were pretty much able to put the game to bed before they started screwing around trying to dribble out the clock at the end of the game when it got close again. But Jaylen did his job last game for sure.
He did.
It's not great when someone's shooting 0 of 8 from 3. It's kind of not. And if this was, let's say, Marcus Smart, people would be really pissed. And people are pissed about Jaylen too. That's why he's getting brought up. But he's still got the leash to do it because in the past you've seen him be so successful. This is such a weird down season for Jaylen from the 3-point land. It's just not something we've seen before from him. He's just off.
Sorry, I had to cough. And I assume it yeah, Bergen saying this is hilarious. We have both
true.
of them. This is very true. And I like, we've talked about this, Chad. I wrote the article on Jaylen Brown. I've talked about my gripes with him in that period where he struggled. I've never had the sentiment of, the Celtics, don't need Jaylen Brown. They don't blah, blah, blah this. Did I say Kevin Durant is a better player? Yes, because he is. And that doesn't mean like I'm complaining. I just think Jaylen has the potential to be better. So I was pointing out the spots where I think he could be better. So
Jack acting as a coach.
Sure, if that's what we want to say it.
Imagine if
Yeah.
like coaches like had their thoughts projected out there of what players could do better, how
Yeah,
mad people would get.
exactly. I just write about it and other people don't. Um, and just talking about me wearing some sort of aquatic outfit. I assume you saw that on Twitter. Not going to put that on the screen, Lewis. Lewis is getting hyped up in the chat for the
Good on
outfit.
Lewis.
Uh,
Welcome, Lewis.
Legend Lewis. Ben is saying nobody plays great every 82 games. Playoffs lay off him. I agree with you, Ben. I don't think anybody plays well for an entire period. But I write for media outlets. I'm gonna write when people struggle, and that's just what the story is. When people play well, I'm gonna write about it. Like that's how it happens. I just wrote a really good piece about Derek White, but not many people have commented about that. They just comment about the bad stuff. So it's like you guys pick what you decide to comment on, and when I do it too, you only pick out the bad stuff. So it's like a two-way street, But I have no issue with like differing opinions.
When's the
right?
last
Like
time
it's
somebody
just
told Jack he did a good article?
all I'm saying is I completely respect if you want to disagree with me, and that's fine. If you want to voice that disagreement, we can talk about it. That's fine. But I'm not gonna like back down from what I wrote. Like that's kind of in part my job. Like that's what I do. So that's okay. Slinky Green Mermaid, Landon, my man. What are we doing?
Well, back in the day, Jack and I used to wear nice outfits for these shows, but
we did.
no one
Remember the suit and
appreciated it.
ties
So
days?
we used to do suit and ties every day,
Was
every
the
time we
chat
do
here?
it.
Birkin was here for that. Birkin's
Yeah,
the
I
OG.
think Birkin remembers that.
Hello,
Maybe
Evan.
Evan
Welcome
does
in.
too. Evan's kind of an
Maybe.
OG. I don't remember though.
Who remembers the suit and tie days? Anybody? Haley pointing out Jamal Murray out tonight.
Hold
Yep,
on.
Nuggets
I
down
can
an
send.
all-star
I have it on my
quality player.
computer. I will
I
send
can pull
Jack
it up.
a photo.
I can pull up an old video. Hold up.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
Let's see here. It would be only on God Boston Sports.
We may get struck down with copyright.
Yeah,
because
true.
it's not our video.
Francisco, you don't have to. I mean, there's no like. I have no problem with like voicing differential opinions. Like I've said this. My thing with Tatum when he plays horrible, I don't think Tatum when he plays horrible is as significant as when Brown does, because I think Tatum playing horrible is just Tatum shooting horribly. Right? When Jaylen plays horrible, and horrible is a very egregious word to use. When Jaylen Brown has off nights, it's a lot more. It affects the team, right? He's not making the right pass. He's trying too hard to get in his own rhythm, and he's turning the ball over. But when Tatum has these bad games, it's a lot more of he just doesn't have his shooting stroke on that night, and he can affect the game in other ways. So that's why I thought Jaylen's play was more significant. But let me go back to pulling up this. How long? It was years. It was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was the after the bubble season. We weren't doing pre-games when they were in the bubble, but when they came back, we started doing them.
Mm-hmm. I shut it down too because I got sick of wearing my suit because it was too small and I didn't want.
It was too small.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. It was an added like 5 to 10 minutes before the show we would have to dedicate to that.
Yes, it was just an extra thing to worry about.
It's if you really need like a quick one, I did send you a DM of me.
I got it.
Suit. Jack and I's DMs are now just pictures of me.
That's awesome. All right, here we go. There are the suits. Look at us
This
go.
is back when I had the camera on top of the TV.
Amazing. Back when I had the background, I've ditched the.
You need to bring back. I like the background.
I think it's cool, but I think I get too close up to the camera now. I don't know.
You can have something back there.
I enjoy the plainness. I think.
See, I have the same background, same sheets, same pillow, right? Well, you can't see it on this one.
Oh, well, there's an ad.
And we have been hit with an ad.
Love it. All right. We're going to stop the screen share. I don't want to get a strike from stupid ad.
KJ comes in and hits us with the copyright.
Yeah, right. KJ copyrights us from Guy Boston.
Oh man.
The OG Tice jersey. Oh yeah.
Big fan of the Tice jersey. Actually, I like that color scheme. That was one of the better alternates they've had.
I don't know if I still have it. Maybe it's back there somewhere. But yeah, Celtics back tonight. Landon saying, what do you think of Rob starting? This has been a big point of contention in Celtics land. I feel like I don't have a problem with him coming off the bench because I think, in the same way that I don't think the Celtics need trades, I don't think you need to mess with what's working right now. if down the line the Celtics start to struggle or somebody starts to struggle, maybe you put him in for defense. And, just because you don't start him doesn't mean you can't end with him. They played some Al Horford, Robert Williams minutes in that Clippers game for the first time all year towards the end of the game, which was good to see. But Derek White has been playing, like I said, he's not shooting well, but I wrote a whole article. He's playing phenomenal this year. So taking him out of the starting lineup, I think John saying I think Rob has to start. I just disagree that, and I know this is something Sam says all the time. I don't think starting is everything, right? I think finishing the game is everything. And
That's
even then,
where I was going to go.
like Robert Williams is a better player, but even then, like you saw him get some ending minutes over Al Horford the other night, right? I don't think taking Derek White out of the starting lineup is the answer right now because he's playing extremely well. So that's my point of view, at least.
Jack, who's just written a Derek White article, so it's going to be very difficult for me to argue with him. However, Jack, who also wrote an article about Robert Williams potentially returning to the starting lineup.
I did.
And Rob has been really great in his limited minutes. So if you're going to add minutes to Rob's rotate or spot in the rotation, I think it's going to come at the front end to where he gets back in the starting lineup when they are ready for it. Whether that's him being physically ready.
Hello? Chat, did I freeze or did Sam freeze?
Excellent. Am I back?
Oh, Sam's back. I thought it was me because my chat froze for a sec. Sorry, continue.
No, sorry. Yeah, Stoudemire hinted at that before one of the games last week that they were going to filter him back in when he was physically ready or thought he was physically ready. So that's fine. You're going to be much, much better when he's out there more just because he's been so efficient. That's a good idea, good thought. There's no need to really rush anything. You're playing well. Things are working right now. Yes. Why rush?
And I think what you're saying is true. Like he's clearly on a minutes restriction, and they said is like Damon Stoudemire said as much. And so if you put him in the starting lineup, then you can't play him as much later in the game. But if you bring him in later in the first quarter, you get some more time with him. I think they're just balancing a lot of things right now. And once they have more freedom, then it should be fine. Excuse me. Lewis asked a question. I want to go back to it. I'm new here, obviously, but I have to ask, do you guys love Coach Joe? Trying to get a feel for you guys. I think Coach Mazzulla is doing a really good job this year. I have no problems with him. I think earlier in the season, during the losing streak, he questioned the timeouts thing. He questioned the minutes he was playing guys. But all in all, I think he's still really young. I think it's his first year. I think he's got to, figure things out. Like it's hard to complain when you're the best team in the league. So I think Mazzulla is doing a fine job.
I agree with that. I think you are,
and he is back, by the way. He is playing. He is coaching again tonight. Yes.
You're better off quickly praising a coach than quickly jumping on them and getting on them and saying they're not a good coach.
Yes.
I think if you are a head coach, you're going to see success because of yourself sooner than you will see failure because of yourself. I just think you have a ton of talent on the Celtics team. If he came in and the team was playing bad, you could attribute it to him, I guess. But at the same time, it's on the guys that are on the floor, to me, more than anybody else. And when the team does well, the coach has a big part in that because he's involved with the scheming, keeping everything in line, making sure he gets the most out of the talent he has. So this season, you've seen the Celtics be the best team in the league. What more else can you really ask from Joe Mazzulla? He's been fine. Time will tell, and you'll get a better feel for it as the season goes, as the playoffs come. The playoffs are the big time where the coaches get tested.
That's where the test
game
comes out.
To game, you're playing chess, making adjustments, trying to get an upper hand on your opponent. So if the Celtics come out in the playoffs and do what the Suns did last year, then you might see more and more people point fingers and say, oh, Mazzulla might not be a good coach for this team.
Yeah.
But everything we've seen so far points to him being just fine. They seem to like him. His philosophies seem to work well. I'm fine with Mazzulla.
Yeah, I think he's been good. John asking if the Celtics need to go big, do you start Grant or Rob?
Rob.
Like Sam said, yeah, Rob, but I don't think Rob will start until he's ready to, he's off the minutes restriction. I really think that's what's holding him back for now. Birkin looking for a Hachimura trade. Hachimura and Rob in the starting lineup. I don't think Hachimura is better than Grant Williams, so I don't think he would start regardless, or Al Horford. So I don't think Hachimura would get a start in Boston. Even if
you have to remember, there's a reason that teams want to trade these guys. They're not just selling. They're not like a discount store giving you things for a good price.
Cool. Phil asking who you trading for Hachimura. He'd fit into a TP, so that would take care of that. But another topic of conversation in the chat. Excuse me, Jack, and talking about the defense. Louis saying that's his only concern is the defense. Also thinking, no problem. The defense has been really good lately. I believe in December it's second in the league. I believe overall, I'm gonna fact check myself so I don't mess it up. On the season, the Celtics are now the 7th best defensive
Yep.
team in the league, and they're only 0.4 defensive rating points out of being in the top 5. And in the month of December, excuse me, the Celtics are the 2nd best defense in the league. So the defense was a concern for me at the early portion of the season, but they've really, really brought it around here in December. They're playing good defense. Rob is a big part of that, but Derek White, as I wrote, is obviously a big part of that too. But they just seem a lot more connected, and I think it just took them some time. The injury to Rob and him coming back and learning how to play under Missoula rather than Udoka, because even if it's a minor change, it's still a little bit of a change. So I think they just needed some time, and they're playing well now on defense.
Yeah, it's great to see the defense tightening up. To me, going back to our little previous chat about Missoula, is a testament to him. He's adjusting. You're seeing it throughout the season. The players are playing better as a unit on that end. As far as being a championship team goes, defense is extremely important because you saw the Celtics lose. What was it, 5 of 6 in mid-December because they weren't
Yeah.
making shots? Really, that's what it was. That was what we all kind of attributed to. And now they're back on track despite not being scorching the earth with their 3-point shooting because they're able to play defense. You're able to rely on defense every single night because it's an effort thing. You're in control of it. Sure, shots are going to fall sometimes like they did in that Clippers game when LA came out and shot the lights out from halftime and they got right back into the game when you were up 11, but they were shooting. What are you going to do? But you can still bring it defensively, and they did. They closed the game with 2 huge blocks, 2 big effort plays on the defensive end to ice it. When things aren't going well offensively, you can always fall back on the defense. And we'll tell you another thing you can always fall back on are the Smash the Odds pick of the night. It's presented by Smash the Odds at Smash Odds on Twitter. You can follow them for daily free picks. You can subscribe to the premium service for the premium picks for the premium payday. How about that? You like that? Right off the dome. Jayson Tatum over 28.5 points tonight is the pick. You don't need rebounds. You don't need assists. Only points there. It's below his season average. Not a bad bet. My pick, Rob, over 14.5 points, rebounds, assists. We've been talking about Rob. It's become the go-to. I bet it for that Rockets game. He had a monster game. They bumped it up 3 points to 15.5 last game. It still hit, and then they took it down a point, presumably because they're playing against Jokic. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's still a good pick. It's damn near even money. It's not a big minus. It's minus 108, I believe, when I took it. Jack has his reliable picks. I'm sure he will share with the chat.
I do. New one, though. First, Robert Williams over 6.5 rebounds to take away the points in a 6. 6.5 rebounds for Rob should be a lock if he gets his normal 20 minutes. I'll take that. That's plus money on DraftKings right now. So I'm liking that. But the usual suspects, Derek White over 1.5 threes or Grant Williams 1.5 threes. Derek White sitting at plus 105. Grant Williams sitting at plus 170 right now. So either one of those, I'm going to take the win if either of them hit. So just know that it'll happen. So I like those as my go-tos.
Just know we swept the last 2 games, by the way.
Yep.
Jack smashed the odds, me 100%.
Yes, sir.
To end
Love to
2022.
see it. Look at us go.
How are we going to start the new year?
Yeah, maybe we'll have to check it out. Do you want to do a trivia for the chat quick? Just
one.
Let's do one and done at the end. So if you haven't been looking, watching the pods lately, which you should, check out the podcast. One went out yesterday. Been doing well on YouTube.
Did well. You probably all saw it because a bunch of people did.
My Uncle Dan, who sometimes watches the streams but can't figure out how to use the chat sometimes, bought me this Celtics trivia game. Who's the man? So basically you can read points 1 through 5 and they give you clues. I am notoriously terrible at the older ones. Sam will, beat me in those, but we can see what happens. We've been keeping a running tally of scores, but chat, you can play along. I'm going to hide the chat for now on my screen so I can't cheat. Maybe you do the same. But excuse me, let me pull up the scores and we can do a trivia and I'll keep the scores up. The current scores are, excuse me, I think you're winning now because you beat me
19-14, if I remember correctly.
Your memories, that's okay. 19-14, Sam is up right now. Okay, I'll start with clue number 1 for 5 points. Born in Toronto on July 24th, 1969. Couldn't tell you. It's going to be a bad one for me. I can already tell you it's going to be a bad one for me. Any guess now, or do you want to move on to 4 points?
Oh, I have an idea, but I'm not going to guess yet. I actually think I might know who it is.
You want to use your guess now, or do you
No,
want to
I'm not going to use it. I want another hint.
I'm not going to know it, and I'm going to look like a fool in front of the chat. Chat, I see there have been 4 comments since, but I'm not looking, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm not looking either. 5
Excuse
now.
me. Starred at the University of North Carolina and was named MVP of the 91 ACC tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to make a guess.
No.
I'll put it in the private chat.
I don't know the answer. I don't know older players. This is bad. This is bad. All right.
Pretty sure
you made your guess.
Canadian.
I'm going to go 3 points. In 1991, became the first Celtics rookie to start on opening night since Larry Bird in 1979.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that doesn't make a difference for me.
This is a yikes. Played in 13 NBA seasons, 6 for the Celtics, then 7 for the Lakers.
Oh, I was right from the jump.
Is this Rick Fox?
It is Rick Fox.
Let's go. I'm not going to lie. I think they might have read this one when we opened the box on Christmas, but I'm still going to take the 2 points because I'm losing anyways.
Oh, look at the chat. The chat all knew.
They all got it. Oh, everyone's hyped in the chat. I love that everyone liked this.
I knew it after the 5, and I just wanted to be sure.
You got 4 and I got 2. I got a scammy 2 because I think that was one that we went over when I opened the box.
Lewis, very correct. Rick Fox, very handsome, good-looking man. Always a part of 25 Words or Less on ABC during the day.
What is that?
It's like a game show they just run. It's like network
nice.
programming.
Rick Fox over at Minas. Anyways, anything else you want to talk before we get out of here? That was fun. I enjoyed that. I'm glad the chat.
We have a live stream podcast recording tomorrow. Come hang out.
Yes.
What time do you want to do it? I'm around all
live
day.
Stream.
6:30?
Yeah, 6:30. We can one of those times. So you'll see it. We'll post it on the channel earlier in the day so you know the time. Around 6:30, we'll be live. We come live, hang out for about an hour. It'll be a good time. Thank you, Dad. Fist bumps in chat. Give us some fist bumps as we wrap up here, chat. Landon, Lewis, Phil, Burke, and everybody. Fist bumps in chat. Jack, and it should be around 6:30ish.
Let's do. We'll be live. Commit 6:30.
Okay, 6:30. We'll be live. Yes, there we go. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Notice I didn't chill the subscribe. I'm gonna do it now, but I didn't throughout the stream because this was our first stream since leaving Guy Boston Sports and only being on How About Them Celtics, and it went really well. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Fist bumps all in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody. But yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, or excuse me, check us both out on Twitter. That is below our faces. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and Facebook. How about these and How About Them Celtics? Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've been having a ton of growth on the channel lately, and we really appreciate it. So if we want to keep it going, subscribe to How About Them Celtics, and we would greatly appreciate it. We are here 30 minutes before every Celtics game. We will be live exactly right here tomorrow at 6:30 to hang out with you guys. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the game. We'll see you guys tomorrow.